For the latest top tips, reviews and advice, please subscribe below.
Hello and welcome to Attwoolls Camping and Leisure with me, Mike. Today I'm giving you a review on a brand new tent from Robens. So this here is the Robens Prospector. So it's a new model that introduced into sort of classic style of collection. So the sits along very nicely with like the Kiowa or the Mohawk or the Klondike. So it's actually uses a beautiful polycotton fabric. So it makes it a good sort of lifespan, but you've got the same sort of breathability factors that you have with canvas, but without the weight. So it's a really nice sort of compromise there. And yet again, in terms of a colour, beautiful style, traditional. So really it's kind of like a scout tent or a communal cooking area. You make of it what you want it to be, really. And one thing I do awfully like about this is the versatility that you have inside of it. So not only can you put like a sort of chimney and actually have a sort of wood burner stove inside of it, you've got the ability to sleep 12 people, or obviously 6, or just chuck them wherever you want. There are options of an inner tent to go with this particular model as well, so it's a 6-berth inner tent you can purchase. So the joys of that means is you'll have a 6-berth at the back, and it still leaves the open area at the front here for cooking or whatever you wish to do. It's got a sewn-in ground sheet as well, so again it's really nice to keep it enclosed and keep it sort of in that sort of traditional sort of camping style with a little bit of luxury. And it uses a really nice sort of alloy frame as well to keep the weight down, but obviously keeps it structurally strong. You've got loads of guide ropes obviously to give it strength, and you've also got nice ventilation panels featured around the actual tent itself. And the joys of this, actually, if you wanted to buy 2 of these, like for a scout sort of expedition or something like that, you can buy 2 of these and actually sell a Prospector tarp which joins the 2 together to make one beautiful, nice long tunnel. So you could really maximise your internal space with using that little tunnel tarp as well. We'll talk a bit more about features inside, but I'll just quickly move on to the baggage. So it comes in 2 bags, one for the poles and then one for obviously the canvas and the ground sheet which is sewn in. So that's a really nice, yet again, keeps it separate and means that if you've got to get from A to B, it's not all one big hefty bag. So like I said, keeps the weight down, makes it a bit more easier to transport from to and from places. But we'll talk a bit more about certain features as we have a little look inside. So let's check it out. So now we're inside the Prospector. First thing you can see is a bit better on how it's all laid out. So it's about 3 meters 20 wide by about 4 meters 20 long. So it's a good sizable space inside of it. And like I said, you've got a decent amount of head height certainly out throughout the middle. And when you get to the corners, okay, it's a little bit sort of shallower due to the sort of design of it. But I said the options or what you can do with it are quite impressive. We've actually linked it up here with the volcano stone that the Robens do. And then you've got actually a point out here to get the flue out there in the chimney. So you can actually more than happily cook in here, chuck your wood in there and get back to that sort of urban traditional camping, if you will. The joys of actually using a stove inside is that the ground sheet will zip out. So then again, any sort of ashes or embers or anything like that is just going to go into the grass rather than burn a hole on your lovely ground sheet. It's obviously sewn in so you couldn't remove it. But like I said, you've got the option of an inner tent. So you can buy a 6-person inner tent which take up to about half of it. So you can obviously free and free. Alternatively, what most people probably do is just sleep wherever you find the space. And certainly for sort of camps and cubs, scouts and that sort of thing, it really makes it ideal. Loads of ventilation inside the actual tent, so you've got beautiful panels at the back here, obviously to actually get circulation of air when you need to, but still underneath shelter because of the sort of way it's designed on the outside. This is a sort of an end panel, so on the front where you've got the door, if you want to make it completely enclosed like you can do, you can obviously do so. So just by untying that little toggle there, that flops down. You can bring the ground sheet up, zip it along the top and make it complete. And you've still got a mesh panel in the end part here as well. So you can still, like I said, get good circulation, and certainly in hotter climates, it really does make quite a bit of difference. So it's obviously very easy again to, when you want to have it as open for cooking, you can easily roll it up. Like I said, on the outside, you can actually by buying that extra Prospector tarp, you can bring 2 ends to each other and then create a great open camp area. You've got extra ventilation panels where the sort of stove potentially would be here, so a good mesh panel here. And yeah, again, obviously, when you want to stop the draft or the winds come from one side, you can switch over to the other side as well. But really good model, plenty of talking points. And like I said, what they also do is color coordinate the poles as well. So yeah, again, it just stops you sort of getting something out and go what goes where. It's a very well and clever way designed, and certainly one of personally probably my favourite tents that's this year, just because it's so different and it's so well, not different but traditional. It's probably the more better term to put to it. So yeah, really nice model, and certainly one we're stocking for the 2017 season here at Attwoolls. So that is the Robens Prospector.